Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner.
Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. From PJ Media, the morning briefing, Dems are oozing flop sweat over release of J6 surveillance videos. Yeah. Kevin McCarthy. My understanding there's 41,000 hours of video from the January 6th Capitol building that the January 6th Commission only showed little tiny drips and drabs. Well, Kevin McCarthy, the new speaker, decided to release the videos, and he gave them to Tucker Carlson to go through. And the Democrats are losing their... It's wonderful to see. They are freaking out. There's a couple that leaked out already that are just amazing. Their entire narrative for over 2 years is going to be thrown in the toilet. It's unbelievable. The slight shift in the balance of power in Capitol Hill has certainly spiced up a few news cycles. Since last month's Kevin McCarthy, which I got to say, I had my doubts, and so far, I can't say I've been disappointed, especially with this move. This is just awesome. McCarthy continues to surprise and infuriate the Democrats more than any of us thought he would. He may get the hang of this shit. I like this guy's sarcasm. McCarthy's latest move is seen as has him a little jittery because it hits at the heart of the biggest of their lies and false narratives of the last 2 years, the January 6th insurrection. That was never an insurrection. Correct me if I'm wrong out there, folks, but nobody that's been arrested for what they did or claimed that they did on January 6th has been charged with insurrection. Axios is reporting the House Speaker has granted Fox News Tucker Carlson. I did see a clip from Tucker Carlson. They do have the video, so it is true. And I guess they're going over them now with the staff, he said, and they're going to come out with a bunch of commentary and videos next week. I can't wait. Tucker has long questioned whether January 6th was an actual insurrection. The FBI stated in August of 2021 they found little evidence that the crowd tried to topple the United States. That's the biased FBI. A Harvard University survey released in August 2022 said the same thing. Let's repeat that. The FBI and a Harvard University survey said there was little or no evidence that there was an insurrection. Democrats have fought to keep the tapes under wraps. That is understandable. And it's hard to cry insurrection when looking at videos of Capitol Police letting protesters in the doors and fist pumping them as they wander by, snapping selfies. That's true. That's quite a lot of footage, though. It's a wonder that hasn't been available in its entirety. Given the Democrats' alleged desire to get to the truth about what happened, well, they don't want to get to the truth. I do have to say, though, in all fairness, the Democrats played that one, the January so-called insurrection, really riot. They played it beautifully. They turned down President Trump's request. The D.C. mayor and Nancy Pelosi turned down the request for thousands of National Guard troops. They saw this coming. My understanding, I know Ray Epps was one, that there were FBI and government plants in the crowd. They'd done it before with Black Lives Matter. It's standard procedure for the FBI to put in plants in huge crowds like that. Now, the thing of it is, how much do they instigate? I'm not sure, but I do know this. The Capitol Police were given the word. Open the doors and let them in. It shows them waving to them, and they're right, taking selfies. The Democrats thought, you know what? Let's let these maniac MAGA Republicans or Trump Republicans or whatever the hell you want to call them, let's just let them in, and we'll milk this damn thing for all it's worth. We'll impeach Trump again because he tried to overthrow the government. Yeah. Yep. It's amazing to me. Tucker is now the #1 Fox News Channel monster under the bed for the Democrats. Yeah. Having long ago replaced Sean Hannity. He's not only continually badgers them for being awful, but he has a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, he does. It's like he's partying frat boy who delights in pranking them. Tucker's my boy, I have to say. I don't agree with everything he says and does. There's nobody I agree with 100%. But Tucker is my boy. It was a great move by McCarthy, and many buttons have been pushed. The chairman of the J6 Kangaroo Court Committee is obviously not amused, and here he is. Congressman Benny Thompson. Oh, which, by the way, for all of you say the Republicans are such election deniers when they voted against the Electoral College vote in the House, Benny Thompson has done it dozens and dozens of times. Yep. So I'm sure that by used irresponsibly, that's what Thompson said that this was when they gave him the tapes. I'll go back to the quote. It's hard to overstate the potential security risk if this material to be used irresponsibly. What security risk? Films of people wandering the hallway? Films of cops helping little old ladies? There's this one that just came out. I think it was on Tim Pool had it. A video of a Capitol officer pulling people in to the building. And later in the video, you can see he has an earpiece. And the lady screaming at him and goes, "What are you doing? Why you pulled me into the building? I don't want to be here." That's what they're afraid of. But security risks? The only security risk is the risk to their 2-year scam. So let's continue on. Thompson really means used to show that all of us who call it an insurrection have been making everything up. I love this guy's sarcasm. This is the man, after all, who oversaw the J6 committee's careful curation of witnesses and brought forth only people who would confirm the narrative. How would you like to be on trial and your lawyer cannot cross-examine any witnesses? That's in essence what happened. The committee also released surveillance footage that would do the same. Tiny, tiny amounts. Our sister site Twitchy covered some of the reaction to Chief Democrat hoaxmonger Adam Schiff's reaction. And here's Adam Schiff's reaction. Pencil neck, as Trump calls him. Kevin McCarthy turned over the January 6 videos to right-wing propagandist Tucker Carlson. Wait a minute, let me get the right sound effect here. A man who spews Kremlin talking points. Oh, now Tucker has Russian collusion. Okay. Oh, by the way, Adam Schiff's running for the U.S. Senate in California. Oh, God forbid. Suggests January 6th was a false flag and spreads the big lie. No, there's people that rioted. There's morons that busted windows. But there's a lot more to the story that's being told. Make no mistake. This isn't about... Let me get my PBS voice. Make no mistake. This isn't about transparency. It's about fueling dangerous conspiracy theories. I'm making fun of this because these people deserve to be made fun of. It's really amazing to me. It's pretty safe bet the Schiff is preemptively spitting this, but whatever hasn't been shown to the public doesn't look good for the Democrats. It's a couple of hundred people that completely lost their minds and did something incredibly stupid. They should be charged with trespassing and destruction of property, those that did. That's it. Schiff and the other J6 false narrative pimps, love this guy, are clearly sweating the fact there is nothing in the tens of thousands of hours of footage that's been kept from the public and will back up the Democrats' claim of an insurrection. Yeah. You'd think he'd be happy. We're going to show the 41,000 hours that we were right because there wasn't an insurrection. There wasn't one. The public has been told for over 2 years now that the U.S. government was in danger of being overthrown by a handful of people led by a drunk dude wearing a novelty hat with horns on it. And you'll see in the thumbnail, it's a picture of him. I call him the Viking guy. It sounds cooler. The only people who believe there was an insurrection are those who don't know what the definition of the word means. I go back. To my knowledge, 0 people have been charged with insurrection. The FBI even said there is little or no evidence to show they tried to overthrow the government. Even Harvard University said so. And you can't get much more left than Harvard. Unbelievable. By the way, that would be the same United States government that Democrats say is too powerful to be opposed by armed citizens, so we should just give up our Second Amendment rights. Makes you kind of wonder what the guy had in those horns, doesn't it? Love this guy's sarcasm. A bunch of people with zero guns, by the way, zero, armed with maybe a couple of crowbars and some sticks and some Trump flag poles with Trump signs on them. Oh, one took Nancy Pelosi's podium. But here's the long and the short of it. Let's do a little switch. If that was Antifa or a BLM riot, do you think the Capitol would have been left in the shape that it was in? It was less than 2 hours later they were voting on the Electoral College certification. The place wasn't trashed. It wasn't spray paint everywhere. They didn't destroy anything. Yeah, they messed up some offices, some paperwork. I think a guy took a dump in Pelosi's office, which I applaud, actually. Big deal. No permanent damage. No spray paint on the walls. You ever know? Not a drop of spray paint on the walls. You think that would have happened if that was BLM or Antifa? Think again. These were decent Americans that just lost their minds. They were frustrated and they were angry, and nobody was listening to them. Was it really stupid what they did? Yeah, of course it was. And some are paying the price. And here we are over 2 years later. These people are still in jail. Solitary confinement. Believe me, if that was BLM protesters that were arrested and sat there for 2 years, denied access to lawyers on many occasions, visitation, and bail, there'd be hell to pay. There would be hell to pay. So we're going to see how the mainstream media, except for Fox and Newsmax, handles the January 6th videos. I'm sure there's going to be tons of them on Twitter. Now that Twitter is a lot freer than it used to be, but it's unraveling. And there you are, pencil neck. We'll see how these security breaches. Your whole entire house of cards is coming down. And no one could be happier than I. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.